Hello everyone, this is Shannon from That's So Po, and today I'm here to bring you a couple of shout outs for other booktubers who I think have a nice social justice theme to their videos. So if you saw my wrap up for Women's History Month, which I will link below, I talked a little bit in it about the idea of intersectional feminism and about how I'm trying to find more booktubers who have a diverse background from me or just who uplift voices of authors who are different from me. So today I wanted to share just a couple of my favorite channels who I feel really pay attention to social justice issues in terms of who they choose to read, what they think about when they're reading, and what they promote on their channels. So if you're looking to get a little bit of a broader perspective or hear some voices that maybe you don't hear as much, I think these booktubers are great places to start. And if you know of any other booktubers that you think I should be watching that have a great social justice focus on their channels, please go ahead and link them below. I think there are other channels that I watch that also focus on diversity and social justice, but I think these booktubers make it one of their big goals in terms of what they're thinking about when they read, which is why I'm talking about these channels in particular. So the first channel, just going in alphabetical order, that I'd like to talk about is ActualSpinster. ActualSpinster is Anna Marie, and she focuses on a variety of issues, but importantly, she focuses on queerness, she focuses on feminism, and she focuses on disability and care. I think that she is not only just really a wonderful person to watch, I really enjoy her style of speaking of things, but that wonderful focus on care and on disability and on sickness is very unique. And she has a really nice video talking about some of the books that she's read that she thought did a good job of talking about care. So I will link that video as well below. If you're at all interested in some of those issues, I think she's great to watch. She reads kind of a variety of things, but I've noticed that she likes a lot of classic literature as well as much more modern things that are very social justice themed. Next is BookCave, a channel that is run by Yvette, and Yvette is one of the hosts of the Latinx-A-Thon. So she focuses a lot on Latinx and Native American and queer issues. She reads a lot of comic books as well as fantasy and has just really a chill vibe. I love watching her channel. She just seems to enjoy what she reads, thinks about a lot of the issues that go along with the identities of the authors, and covers a lot of different types of books. So it's lovely to see somebody discuss these themes when looking at comic books, for example. So I love just watching her video and kind of chilling out and enjoying what she thinks. She also came out with the cutest video recently where her girlfriend did her makeup. So if you have not seen that, I will link that below. I think it's really worth a check. Next is Bookie Charm, run by Priscilla, who is also one of the hosts of the Latinx-A-Thon and is sister to Yvette. Priscilla, I think, is so collected and so smart and so thoughtful in the way that she approaches her reads. She reads, I think, fairly widely, has a literary approach as well as reading fantasy, and I think what I love about her is how careful she is when she considers what she's reading, when she thinks about how that sends a message to the reader and which authors she's choosing to read. So I really like that careful, considered approach, as well as just discussing all the books that she enjoys, that she has thoughts on. So that's another great channel to check out. Next is Books Are My Social Life, run by Saajid. And Saajid is so funny. He's seriously so funny. Not only that, but I really love his accent. He's from the Caribbean, so it's got that beautiful lilt to it. And he does a great job focusing on a lot of issues of queerness, on issues of kind of being Caribbean. He is running a Caribbean reading group as well. Also focuses on issues of being Muslim. So he released a video recently talking about different different books that featured Muslim characters by Muslim authors, which I will link below. And I thought that was great. Such a great way to do shout outs of different books that focus on people who you want to see uplifted. So please check out his channel. Really, really funny and a great view into kind of Caribbean Muslim type of reads. Next is the channel Nur Chaos, run by Ian, and this is definitely one of my favorite channels. Ian is German and he reviews everything in German, but it has subtitles, so don't feel like you can't check it out just because it's in German. There are subtitles. And I think that the way that he approaches books is beautiful. He has kind of this whole way that he looks at his reads, looking at issues of racism, of sexism, of genderism, of transphobia, of ableism. He kind of is so careful and considerate in understanding what is the position of the author? What are they saying? What are they leaving out? Just almost a very academic way of critical reading that I'm so impressed by, and I wish, you know, someday I could be that thoughtful and that kind of social justice oriented in the way that I read. I treat him sort of as a role model in terms of how he looks at books, how he thinks about them, and I'm always impressed by what he has to say when he reviews books. He reads a lot of things that are nonfiction as well as fiction and always has really, really interesting thoughts about them. So I highly recommend his channel. Go check it out if you are at all interested in that sort of thing. Next is ONYX Pages, run by Njeri, and Njeri is another big role model for me. Not only is she a lawyer and just so incredibly smart and intelligent in the way that she looks at everything, but she is so directed in how she approaches reading. She has made it a passion project to focus on Afrofuturist and other kind of speculative fiction works by Black authors. She promotes these authors. She does interviews with them. She reads so many indie works. She analyzes what's going on, and she has her own rating system, a cowrie shell rating system, where she says these are the issues that I want to look for in my reads and that I want to use to help determine what I like, what I don't like, what is meaningful. So she's so considerate and thoughtful and directed in the way that she approaches her reading. And I love that she is also very community oriented. She runs the SOULar powered Afrofuturist reading group. I think that's what it's called. I'll link that below. And she also runs the Kwanzaa-Reflect-A-Thon, which I've talked about multiple times before, but I will link that below as well. So she's so focused on not just thinking about what she reads, but getting people engaged in a community where they start discussing and thinking about these issues. So I really think that she's a great person to follow, to watch what she has to say, and to be inspired by. And lastly, I'd like to shout out Perpetual Pages, run by Adriana. Adriana, I believe, is one of the hosts of the Queer Lit-A-Thon and has a great focus on queer lit, on Latinx lit, on also Native American lit, and is just so beautiful and passionate in the way that they describe books and talk about the books that they love, and does this amazing job of cutting to the heart of books, just exposing the deeper themes and the meanings and the reasons why we should care. Adriana also has a really nice focus on different types of literature, reads a lot of YA as well, and has a great video. If you have ever read the 5th season, I just read that and I'll link below their discussion video on it. Just really cuts to what is this book about? What are the themes? I know that anytime Adriana puts out a video reviewing something, that's going to give such huge insight and put into words all those themes that maybe when you read it you kind of start to notice, but you haven't formulated your thoughts. And they're able to really just put that out there and say exactly all of those deeper meanings embedded in the text. So I love watching their videos and highly recommend their channel as well. Okay, so those are all the shoutouts I have for now. I am pretty new to BookTube, so obviously I haven't explored everybody's BookTube accounts, and I'm sure that there are so many more amazing BookTubers who focus on social justice. So hopefully in the future I'll be able to do another one of these shoutouts with some other people listed. But if you guys know of anybody else, please do list them below. I would love to check out more channels with this kind of focus.